Sabbath peace.
Sabbath peace.
It's another opportunity for us to hear and learn of the word of truth that's given to us by the Most High God. All honor goes to the Father through the Son, whose name is Yahushua. In him lies the only hope for salvation. We know that it is obtained by grace through faith, not of works, lest anyone should boast, and given freely as a gift to all who obey him. We understand that if you do not obey him, it is made manifest and made obvious that you do not believe. In this state, you should expect no good thing from the Most High. However, anything that you do get, whether it be a gift of tongues, a gift of prophecy, or any supernatural experience that you may have, it can and it will be used against you in the day of judgment. With that said, peace to the saints that are in the room, to the saints that couldn't make it, but no peace to the wicked. The only thing we say to them is repent that they might live. Let's do Isaiah chapter, you know what I mean? Let's do Isaiah chapter what, 8?
Sure.
What do I want?
8:20.
Do I want 20 or do I want 15? What, don't it start at, help me out.
Well, 15.
15 where it starts? Let me have Isaiah chapter 8, verse 15.
You gotta get a new one. This page is important.
What's not in there?
No, I mean, like,
What's up?
John chapter 1.
Yes, a fact.
I can't imagine missing a page out my book.
There's one over there, I think.
Like, every page, really, you know what I'm saying? You gotta throw the whole thing away.
This is, yeah, buddy. You know what I'm saying? You mess around and actually miss it, you know what I'm saying? This is Isaiah chapter 8, verse 15. Let's see what the book says.
And many among them shall stumble and fall and be broken and be snared and be taken. Bind up the testimony.
He said, bind up the testimony.
Seal the law among my disciples.
He said, and then seal the law among my disciples. Among who?
My disciples.
Goodness gracious. Why you want to seal it among the disciples? Need people walking around calling themselves darn Muslims. You know what I'm saying? The man tell you right here in the book. They tell you in the book, seal it amongst the disciples. And you want to walk around and call yourself a Christian. That don't make no darn sense to me. But all right. He said, bind up the testimony being the books of the book, you know what I'm saying, that testify of the Most High God. The books of the Bible that testify of the Most High God. And bind up the law, you know what I'm saying, seal the law amongst my disciples. Keep going.
And I will wait upon the Lord that hides his face from the house of Jacob. And I will look for him.
Okay.
Behold, I am the children whom the Lord has given me.
He said, who is this talking right now?
Yahushua.
This got to be Yahushua. He said, amongst my disciples. Then the man said, and then I'm going to wait. He said, and then I and the children, whom who?
Whom the Lord has given me.
Whom Yahuwah has given me. Watch this.
For signs and for wonders in Israel.
Oh, goodness.
From the Lord of hosts which dwell in Mount Zion.
All right. Maybe we'll get to some of those signs and wonders today. We'll see. Let's keep going.
And when they shall say unto you, speak unto them that have familiar spirits. And
he said, when they say unto you, speak unto them who have familiar spirits. In other words, when somebody come up to you and be like, you know, let me take your tarot card reading. You know what I'm saying? Or let me help you out. You know what I'm saying? I know you got a dead grandma or a dead grandpa or a dead family member. Let me tell you what they trying to say to you. You know what I'm saying? Like when they get to talking to you, talking about, listen, speak unto those who have familiar spirits. What happened?
And unto wizards that peep.
Right?
That mutter.
That's the boy saying chants. You know what I'm saying? And people are saying chant. He said, when speak on that, he said, should not what?
Should not a people seek unto their God for the living to the dead?
Right? Does it make sense for me to go to the dead for answers? That's what he asked. You living. So you want to talk to somebody who's dead for answers. He said, don't you think you should go seek to your God? It only makes sense. I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of people. When I look at this book, that thing makes sense to me. I'm just looking like, you know what? That make a lot of darn sense. We've been here making a darn mess. Let's see. Keep going.
To the law and to the testimony.
To the law and to the testimony.
If they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them.
So let me help you out. What the man is trying to tell you is, you going to familiar spirits, tarot card readers, darn wizards that you know what I'm saying, people saying these chants, you know what I'm saying these spells, got all this stuff going on. He's like, you going to all these people. And that's fine. But if they don't speak according to this book, then that got that. That just lines everything up. Anybody I want to get advice from that's talking about spirituality or anything like that, if you not lining up with my book, you can't give me instruction on the life. You can teach me how to save some money. You know what I'm talking about? You can teach me how to, you know what I'm saying, solve a mathematical equation. Right? But you can't instruct me into the kingdom. Like, you can't tell me what's right or wrong. That don't make sense. Right? Let's see. Last week, what did we talk about? We were talking about the woman at the well. And then after that, Yahushua spoke to some of the Samaritans. And we learned about who the Samaritans were. And from there, Yahushua, remember, he was on his way where? To Jerusalem. He is on his way. Well, no, he was at Jerusalem. Remember, because before that, he went in there and he flipped over the money changers and all that. So he was at Jerusalem.
He's on his way to, what was it, where the Gentiles was at?
He was on his way back home, right?
To Nazareth?
Back home to Nazareth, to Galilee. So if we look at like a timeline, right? Let's say Yahushua gets killed right about here, right? This would be like Acts. Yeah, this would be like Acts. You know what I'm saying? Yahushua get killed right about here. We about right here. You know what I'm saying? This is like this is 1 year. You know what I'm saying? So this is like 1 year, 1 year span. The man started his ministry right here. You know what I'm saying? We about right here. So this is like Passover. Then he get killed on Passover. So, you know what I'm saying? We got 1 year that we about to talk about right now. You know what I'm saying? Not right now, but over the next, you know what I'm saying, few weeks. We already talked about kind of the first part of it, but from where his ministry started, it's about 1 year. You know what I'm saying? A little over a year. So from Passover to Passover. So he is down there on Passover. And we're going to see that he got to come down again. Right? So that's going to be the Feast of Weeks. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to highlight the days that he go down to Jerusalem. Because remember, 3 times a year, we got to show up. You know what I'm saying? So we about right here, right now. So we're going to pick up, let's do Mark chapter 2. So God, cut it out. Yeah, let's do Mark chapter 2. Let's do Mark chapter 1, verse 21, before we get to 2. This is Mark chapter 1, verse 21. Let's see what the book say.
And they went into Capernaum, and straightway on the Sabbath day he entered into a synagogue and taught. Mm-hmm. And they were astonished at his doctrine, for he taught them as one that had authority and not as the scribes.
So the man, when he taught, they knew it was different. Right? Because imagine, like, when I teach, I'm looking like, oh, the Most High God doing this. And, man, you know what I'm saying? You look at it, he probably doing this and this, that, and other. Like, when I'm teaching, it's like I'm looking at the text and we interpreting, we looking at it. You know what I'm saying? When the man teaching, he like, no, this is what it is. That got that. But I'm telling you, this is what it is. Like, you have no idea what you're talking. I'm telling you that he's like, they're looking at it like, man, he teach like somebody who got authority. You know what I'm saying? They knew it was different. They, you know, and you could take that 2 different ways. You could take that one way and be like, oh, wow, he teaching like he know his stuff. What's the other way you could take it? Arrogant. Who are you to think that you can, you know, knock it off? You think you God? All right. Something to keep in mind. Keep going.
And there was in their synagogue a man with an unclean spirit, and he cried out, saying, let us alone.
So now the miracles are about to start. Because remember, he got to do these miracles because his fame is starting to go out. So he got to keep that thing going. Right? So now the miracle about to start. Okay, keep going.
Let us alone. What have we to do with you, Yahushua of Nazareth? Mm-hmm. Are you come to destroy us? Mm-hmm. I know thee, who you are, the Holy One of God. Mm-hmm. Yahushua rebuked him, saying, hold your peace and come out of him. And when the unclean spirit...
Oh, we got there. Daniel, you was on the post where they're talking about this man, Kim, what's his name? Kim something? Kim Clement.
I can't think. Someone,
you know what I'm saying? It's like...
I just commented on it, but it was... I think it's his name.
Yeah, like Kim Clement or something like that. Calls us a Gentile, calls himself a prophet. You know what I'm talking about? Calls himself a prophet. And he said about Kim Jong-un, you know what I'm saying, the man that's run North Korea. You know what I'm saying? He said he prophesied years ago saying that Kim Jong-un would die and be a vegetable, brain dead, something like that, something to that effect. So reports start coming out. It's years ago he said that. He dead now. Years ago. And then now reports came out last weekend talking about, you know what I'm saying, Kim Jong-un is dead. He a vegetable, you know what I'm saying, brain dead, this, that, and another. It's like, look, he's a prophet, he was right. He called it, this, that, and the other. We need to go back and listen to everything he's saying, this, that, and the other. And so, I'm looking at it like, these people crazy for a couple reasons. One, immediately, as soon as I saw it, I'm like, maybe, you know what I'm saying, maybe it's true. So I looked at it, like, let me check him out, you know what I'm saying? So I looked at some of the other stuff. That man prophesied Eminem was gonna become a gospel rapper in the next year or so from that time. He said that I don't know, some other weird prophecies, bro. And I'm looking like, oh, ain't none of that happened. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, all right, you already false in my mind. But then I go back to the post and I'm looking at it, I'm like, well, you guys do realize that like there's conflicting reports about Kim Jong-un. You know what I'm saying? It's like some people saying the man dead, some people, Donald Trump got on like, no, he's not dead. Right? You know what I'm saying? I can't tell you what's going on, but no, he's not dead. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It seems weird that Donald Trump would jump on that limb if he really is dead. So I'm like, I don't know. So don't really know. Well, guess what came out? You know what I'm saying? A couple last
morning, right?
Yeah, it was like yesterday, this morning, 1 or 2.
Yeah, I was cracking up.
Man popped up. You know what I'm saying? Man popped up, made an appearance. You know what I'm saying? There's like nothing wrong. He just, you know what I'm saying? You know, just popped up just like, hey, what's going on? Made an appearance. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, that got that.
It was like Samuel L. Jackson in Winter Soldier.
Man just showed up. So I'm looking like, well, that got that. But if you look at that post, some of the comments, you know what I'm saying? Dez jumped on the post and he was trying to let them know, like, hey, everybody relax, you know what I'm saying? Don't just run after everybody that call themselves a prophet, this, that, and other. If you really looking for some God, he's doing exactly what he's supposed to do. He's just like, just look at the word. That's where if you want to hear from God, just look at the word. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of false prophets out here, this, that, and other. He didn't even directly call him a false prophet. He's just like, there's a lot of false prophets. Everybody be careful, just look at the word. So I'm looking at him, I'm like, yeah, that's exactly right. That's how you're supposed to do it. Daniel jumped on there and said some stuff. I'm like, yeah, all right, for sure. Then everybody else is like, no, this, that, and the other. So one of the discussions, the reason why I'm bringing this up right now, because one of the discussions that was in there, is they were talking some nonsense like, the devil doesn't know, what they say, the devil doesn't know the future. Because basically, how can you have a false prophet that's right? You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't have a false prophet that actually predicts stuff. They're like, the devil doesn't know the future, this, that, and the other. So now keep that in mind, and then reread what we just read.
And there was in their synagogue a man with an unclean spirit, and he cried out, saying, let us alone. What have we to do with you, Yahushua of Nazareth? Are you come to destroy us? I know you who you are, the Holy One of Israel, the Holy One of God. Sorry. And Yahushua, everybody
else walking around like, man, I don't know who he is. Is it the demon pop out of the man? He's like, listen, you coming to get us already? I know exactly who you are. You the Holy One of Israel.
Holy One of God.
Right? You're Holy One of God. He said, he called him by name, Yahushua of Nazareth. Ain't never met the man. You know what I'm saying? Never met the man in the flesh. Came right out, just like, you trying to tell, y'all better, these people don't understand who they dealing with. That's the problem. They don't know who they dealing with. They're trying to tell you, like, listen, you know what I'm saying? They're like, listen, you just got to know the devices of the devil. Know who you dealing with. They had no idea. These people just moseying along, bro. And the sad part is, men of God try to come to him and tell him, man, he ain't gonna hear it.
Wait, don't we just let so-and-so just come up and say, I come up the ark in the name of God, and just... Like,
that's it. It's like, oh, finally! Just make a darn fool. And it's only when it's the wrong one. Let somebody really, if a man of God really come, he gonna come with something that's gonna be tough. He ain't gonna tell you, Kim, what good is it to the people of God to know beforehand that Kim Jong-un is gonna die? He ain't got nothing to do with the average of us.
No.
The extent of that prophecy, what does that mean for me? You ain't never seen nothing, nobody prophesied nothing like that unless it was connected to something important. The man tell you somebody gonna die, he told you, who he said was gonna die? Yeah, he told, that's a king of the nation that had us captive. Man, do you one better. He tell you who's going to be born. He said, man, it's going to be a king by the name of Cyrus. Years before that man was even thought of. And guess what? That's a king of a nation that we were held captive in. Like, that's an important problem. All these other, I'm saying? Eminem is going to be a gospel. Like, if you don't, listen, I'm not about to play with y'all like this. Yo, why y'all sitting here killing time?
Don't read the book at all. Completely don't.
What are we sitting here killing time for? We got a whole book full of prophecy. Things make sense too, and they good. Instruct a man right into righteousness. And I'm supposed to be sitting there waiting for Eminem? Oh, okay, for sure. Let's see what we got. Keep going. I guess the moral of the story is, y'all don't know who y'all dealing with. Satan will light y'all butts up. He'll predict some stuff. That stuff will be right on point. Let's say even if he don't know the future, enough of the future is in this book, and I'm willing to bet he understands the book a lot better than y'all. I'm just willing to bet that the man understands this book a lot better than y'all. By far, too. You know what I'm saying? Like, not even, like, the man, you have to understand, the man's been around. Satan has been around since the beginning of this thing. He been watching all this stuff play out. So let's say he don't know the future. He know every one of God's prophets. It would have been his job to tempt them to do something else.
Yep.
So he would have to know the ins and outs. Like, imagine your job is to tempt everybody, to make them try to do something else. Wouldn't that be a learning experience? You sitting there like, all right, so let me see if I can make him do this. Nah, he didn't respond to that. Okay, I see what type of person he is. I can get him to do it if I did. Don't you think you learn a lot about people over time? So, me, I got my...
If they say history repeats itself.
Why does it repeat itself? That was like, yeah, that worked 100 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Let me try it again. Why you think it repeat? This hit, like, we ain't got to get it. This is his kingdom. This is his right now. The world was given to the man until the man come back. When the man come back, that was like, all right, get that back. It's me. All right? But until then, he was given reign. That's when you see, if you check the time period, that's when you see the rampant homosexuality start going up. Pedophilia and all this stuff. It's after Yahushua died. That's when you see that stuff start being documented in history. Where openly in Rome, they just let grown men tutor little boys. And the whole time they doing more than tutoring. And it's documented and accepted, and the moms and dads take their kids. That's why you look at this stuff, it's shocking us when we see this stuff, when we see this Epstein stuff, we see this sick stuff played on national television. But you have to understand, there are people, there's history where people accepted this, right? It wasn't like promoted like, hey, I'm going to do something to your kid right now, right? But everybody knew in Rome what was going on. And people still took their kids to a full well knowledge of what's about to happen to their kids because it gave them access. It gave them their kids knowledge. It gave them an education. It put their kids in a situation that was better for them in their mind. So they felt like it's just a price that you pay. Culturally, at that time, that's just the price that you pay. That's fine. It just comes with the job. It ain't a big deal. Same thing with the Catholic priests. You think these people they know this stuff is going on. I'll do you one better. You got images of little girls hugging Joe Biden. I was looking at these things last night. You got images of little 13, 12-year-old girls standing next to Joe Biden. The man on video right now. Last shot, pull up the video. The man's hands is rubbing all over the little girl's chest like this, and he trying to make it seem like it's an accident. But it's repeated. Little girl after little girl. He like kissing these little girls. The little girls is like flinching back and all that. He kissed them in the face. The parents sitting right behind him like, You can look at their face that they uncomfortable with it, but they ain't stopping them. Why? Because that gives them access. That, you know what? This just a practice. It ain't like he did anything to her really. And that's the rationalization. That same reason that these little girls get to R. Kelly. They get on us though. They get on. When it comes to us, they get us. It ain't gonna be no we held accountable. I was talking to a lady last night on Facebook. I was like, yeah, there's no way I'm voting for Biden. That don't make no sense because the man, you know what I'm saying? He's the one like
Even the defendant.
he drafted the crime bill. Like that was him. Like that was his idea. That was his baby. He put that thing together. She's like, well, when are we as it's a black lady? When are we as a culture going to take accountability for our own decisions? Biden, I have a brother that's been in jail for 7 years, and Biden is not the reason that he's there. He didn't put him there. My brother committed a crime. I was like, all right, I don't know nothing about your brother. I don't know nothing about you. But your brother committed a crime, you say? And you said he did what in response? Went to jail 7 years. They got that. He was held accountable. So I was like, all right, so we did our part. You know what I'm saying? We held accountable all the time. Now somebody hold the government accountable and the people were responsible accountable for redlining, right? For Jim Crow, right? For promise us money and never give it to us. For bringing drugs into our communities. And then for giving us unfair sentences in response to those same drugs that they put in our communities. Who takes accountability? Who's taking, for any of those, who has taken accountability?
You know, they make policies that make it seem like it didn't happen.
That's not accountability. All I'm saying is, before I talk another word about my people, somebody else got to be talked about. Sitting there playing with, like, why am I sitting here going to play with these people?
How old is she? An older lady?
She's an old lady. Yeah. It seemed like, I don't know, it's Facebook too. You know what I'm saying? It seemed, I would assume she's the older lady.
Yeah. Like I told you, like I had an older coworker. I was like, I think what happened to us is really a lot of it self-inflicted. I was like, okay.
Self-inflicted. If you don't, I was like, it ain't nothing to burn me up more.
I was like, I can't talk to you no more.
That's the whole history.
I'll never talk to you about this subject ever again. You know what I'm saying? Like,
she's like, I get redlining. I feel like you don't get it though. I feel, because if you do get it, because if you got it, then I don't see where it ain't no discussion. Like I don't see, like your brother did 7 years. Like when he did wrong, he did 7 years. We shoot somebody, we go to jail. The cops shoot us, nothing. That's not accountability. That's not justice. That's not fair. That's not how things are supposed to work. I'm not saying black people shouldn't be held accountable. I'm just saying everybody should be held accountable.
Yeah, like redlining was self-inflicted, right? I get it. You know what I'm saying?
Self-inflicted.
Putting drugs, CIA putting drugs in our community, that was self-inflicted. All right.
Yeah, but it was our choice to use the drug. Yeah, it was. All right, it was, and we go to jail, and we have the negative, you know what I'm saying, negative consequences. Fine, it was our choice. We
get out of jail.
Okay, now what now? You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, now who brought them in though? Don't they have some accountability? Because had we brought them in, we'd be being accountable for it.
And then when we do our sentence, when we get out, can we get a good job? No. Even though they know they did what they did to us.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Do they say, okay, my bad for putting you in jail?
No.
Here is a second chance. You know what I'm saying? You can vote now, you can get a good job, and you can buy a firearm. Or whatever it is, whatever the case is.
Nope. Ain't nobody saw no time over that foolishness. Right? But that's what we deal with. We are dealing with the devil. Like, we dealing with the devil who knows how this thing plays out. Just like we see here with Yahushua. The demon came out. Why is he freaking out like this? Right? Your boy, right? If your boy get in trouble, what happened?
Who, my son?
Yeah.
I'm gonna kill him.
No, not talking about that. I'm saying if the boy know he about to get in trouble, he get the you know what I'm saying? Because he know it's coming. Read this again. Let me tell me this ain't what's happening right here.
Let us alone. What
now go up before that.
Okay. And there was a man in the synagogue with an unclean spirit.
So it's a man in the synagogue. Remember, they just got done telling Yahushua he on there preaching. He was, you know what I'm saying? Just what I do. On the Sabbath day, I come in here and I preach. And then when he's preaching with authority. It happened to be a man inside of that same synagogue where he is preaching that had an unclean spirit. And the unclean spirit started speaking to him. Watch this.
Let us alone. What have we to do with you, Yahushua of Nazareth? Are you come to destroy us? I know you who you are, the Holy One of God.
Yahushua minded his business. Preaching the word. Right? He got to talking that good stuff up there. You know what I'm saying? You know what he's talking. He's talking about, yeah, and the kingdom gonna come, and we gonna wipe all this stuff out, and one day all this. He talking that good stuff up there. That demon sitting in that man's in there like, oh crap, I'm about to get a whooping. He just started freaking out. Let us alone. Ain't nobody messing with you. Let us alone. I know who you are. You Yahushua of Nazareth. Because he knew that whooping was coming. Right? Watch what Yahushua say in response.
Yahushua rebuked him, saying, hold your peace. Come out of him.
He told Yahushua, like, shut up. You know what I'm saying? What you do? What you doing, man? Why you making all this darn noise? I'm right here. I still got a whole year. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't blow it for me. You're going to make all these people start believing on me. Then I can't sit in the hell. Yeah, I mean, that sound cruel, understand that's how Yahushua thinking. He looking like, I'm not trying to, this is still a trap. Like, it's still a trap. I can't make it like too obvious. I got to give them something to argue about. Because I got to see which one's going to really have faith or not. I can't just make it like completely obvious, start flying around in circles right now. Just like, oh, look, I'm going to heaven. I came back. Here, I brought you a gift from God. Like, no, I'm not doing all that. I'll do a little miracle. You know what I'm saying? For the people that I want to see it. You know what I'm saying? And they'll go. They'll talk about it. You know what I'm saying? This, that, and another. So the demon, he letting out too much information. You the Holy One of God. Why don't you relax? They supposed to figure that out on their own. He said, hold your peace. Then what?
And come out of him.
Right? Get your butt out of there. Right? What else?
And when the unclean spirit had torn him and cried with a loud voice, he came out of him.
Mm-hmm.
And they were all amazed, insomuch that they questioned among themselves, saying, what thing is this? What new doctrine is this? They ain't gonna lie, they all ran up out of it.
Yeah, be like, what's this foolishness?
For with authority,
He look for with authority. Look,
commanded he even the unclean spirits, and they obey him.
you got to look at how the way they looking at it. They looking at it like the man is speaking with authority. Like he teaching this book with some authority. Then he follow that up. Somebody gets to freaking out in the synagogue. That's like being in church. Somebody just start freaking out. I've been in church like that. You know what I'm saying? Somebody just start freaking out, and everybody like, he got a demon. This, that, another. You know what I'm saying? This type of scene. I don't know what to think about that stuff now. He probably somebody acting it out. You know what I'm saying? That thing probably all a setup. You know what I'm saying? But you look at that thing, it's all demons. You know what I'm saying? All y'all got demons in this thing. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I ain't know no better. But I was looking at him. You know what I'm saying? And the man, you know what I'm saying, shouting at the pastor and all that. And everybody's reacting scared, and I'm scared too. I'm like, oh, what's about to happen? This, that, and other. So you look at this, it's probably the same. Okay, you know them crackheads you be driving. You know what I'm saying? The crackheads be like sitting there talking. You know what I'm saying? To themselves or talking into the middle of nowhere. Then they look at you. You know what I'm saying? They say something to you or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like that's probably what this was. They probably looking like, what's got in the? You know what I'm saying? Brother George. You know what I'm saying? Brother Amaniah. What happened to him? You know what I'm saying? Like what's going on with him? You know what I'm saying? So they looking at him. And so after he get done teaching with authority, Yahushua like, hold your peace. You know what I'm saying? Yahushua like, hold on, what you doing? Relax, come on out of here. Then the man start going in convulsion. What did he say? It teared him and tore him. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the man start going in convulsion. You know what I'm saying? It's a struggle with his body because it's tearing him. You know what I'm saying? After that, then they come out. And they looking like, they probably thinking the same thing I was thinking in church. Like, it might be a setup. You know what I'm saying? They looking at it like, what new doctrine is this? They even, read it.
And they questioned among themselves, saying, what thing is this? What new doctrine is this? Mm-hmm. For with authority commanded he even the unclean spirits, and they do obey him. And immediately his fame spread abroad throughout all the region around about Galilee. Right?
So you see with each interaction, his fame goes a little bit further. It's relatively small groups of people. They see something, hear something, and after that, people start talking about it. And the groups get a little bit larger and a little bit larger, right? It started with John the Baptist. Then John the Baptist, a group of people that was there with John the Baptist saw the dove and heard the voice. Then they start talking about that. Then he started picking up his disciples from that, right? Then he goes, and then he got Cana, and his disciples see it. Not really everybody saw that, but his disciples see it, so they like stronger with it. Of course, they talk about that. Then they go into Samaria, right? Then when they go to Samaria, the Samaritans see it, right? And I don't think we read all the way through it, but after the Samaritan woman, she went to go get the rest of the people, and the rest of the people came to him, right? And they heard the word from him, right? So this is how he's going. Everywhere he's going, doing a little bit of something, and then people talk about it. Doing a little something, people talk about it. But you have to understand, when people talk about it, it's he say, she say at that point, right? Which is exactly what we deal with today. I mean, we got he say, she say, and we ain't got nobody that can go to the source and validate it outside of the book, right? So it's a little bit worse, you know what I'm saying? But it's he say, she say, and that's where the Most High God wants it for the masses, right? It's individuals that he chooses, like, yeah, I want you to see it. But if you see it, you are chosen to be one of two things. Somebody who propagates the message, right? I take the message and I'm telling everybody else, this is the one, like he's the one. Believe in him. Or you're going to be someone who steps on the message, right? Be like, man, yeah, I saw it, but that thing was probably a trick. You know what I'm saying? He can't be the one, this, that, and other, right? That's what it all is. It's no different in that regard from today. We look at the book, you either going to be somebody who champion the book or somebody who downplay it. It's a lot of people that downplay it. And there was a lot of people that downplayed what was going on here too. Keep going.
And forthwith, when they were come out of the synagogue, they entered into the house of Simon, Andrew, and with James and John.
Right.
But Simon's wife's mother lay sick of a fever, and anon they tell him of her.
So Simon's mother-in-law, she was sick. Watch this.
And he came and took her by the hand and lifted her up. Immediately the fever left her, and she ministered unto them.
You know what I'm saying? She might have had the darn Rona. And he came here and touched her, lifted her right on up. She was good. Right? So now they looking at it, they looking like, all right. Right? Again, this is the disciples. It's not a whole, it's good for us to understand, like, who, at the beginning, who is he doing this in front of? Right? So it's the disciples. He's like building them up. They've been chosen. Right? They decide to follow him. So now he's like, all right, let me show you a little more. Because now I got to make your faith strong. Because you might want to run after you see some of the stuff we're about to see. You might listen to some rumors. You might want to do something else. But I told y'all, and you decided to follow. So therefore, let me show you a little bit. Watch this.
And at even, when the sun did set, they brought unto him all that were diseased and them that were possessed with devils.
So you see how that worked? It's just very important that you watch how it all developed. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people just don't pay attention to how it developed. What just happened? He was with Simon. His mother-in-law sick. He grabbed the woman, pick her up, fever, gone. All of a sudden, she good all of a sudden. He leave, and everybody start bringing him what?
Sick and disease.
So that means that after that happened, because remember, that was his disciples. They went out here like, man, I'm trying to tell you, real talk. Because they dared to propagate his message. I'm trying to tell you, this the one. My mom-in-law, she was in there, she was sick. Grabbed her by the hand, picked her right up, she good. She right there. You saw how sick she was yesterday. So the whole town's like, yeah, Simon, you know how we are. You know what I'm saying? We just be running our dog. Simon, mama? Right, calling people. Simon, we ain't had no phone, but the equivalent. Simon, mama? Yeah, no, hell. She was just, sick as a dog the other day. You know what I'm saying? You know how we are. Sick as a dog the other day. You know what I'm saying? Then now she just walking around. No, she didn't take no mess. The physician, he off today. He didn't even come see her. He surprised too. Girl, I called him first. Right? Then you looking at it, it's like, okay. So everybody's like, well, my niece is sick. My daughter's sick. You know what I'm saying? My son's sick. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's sitting down and they all bring him to him. Watch how he handle.
And all the city was gathered together at the door. And he healed many that were sick of diverse diseases and cast out many devils.
He said he healed all?
He healed many.
He healed many. You gotta understand, all this stuff is based off of his decision, his choice. Not everybody who came. So it's a lot of, imagine that, right? You got a man who's healing. You believe enough. That's the only reason they're getting healed. Because you believe enough to be like, oh, no, I believe he can heal my sister, my daughter, my whoever too, right? So I go take him up. And then, but imagine you the person standing in line and your relative can't get healed. Or you can't get healed. Like, you don't get healed. Like, he I ain't got no time. He said many, not all. So some people got turned away. So what you do after that? Man, he's a scam artist. Just you have to picture how this work out. Because it's good. If you can't imagine how, when we look at the book, the way it's been presented to us, it's like, you stupid Jews. Yeah. Why don't you believe in him? It's right there. He's doing miracles in front of you. Like it's on HD TV for the whole nation to see. You got to understand, there's some people that like, nah. You know what I'm saying? I'm not rolling with him. I took my niece up there, you know what I'm saying? He didn't heal her. I think the rest of them people faking. Who knows, right? Let's see. Keep going.
And he healed many that were sick of diverse diseases and cast out many devils and suffered not the devils to speak because they knew him. And in the morning, rising up a great while before day, he went out and departed into a solitary place and there prayed. And Simon and they that were with him followed after him. And when they had found him, they said unto him, all men seek for you. And he said unto them, let us go into the next towns, that I may preach there also, for therefore came I forth.
All right? So he looking like, you know what I'm saying? You kind of imagine, man got tired of healing and stuff, so he went out to a secluded place to be by himself. He started praying. So they searched him out, like, where'd he go? Okay, they searched him out and they found him. They're like, look, man, it's a whole, they said all men seek for you. It's a whole lot of people still looking for you, trying to get healed and trying to talk to you and all that. Right? Yahushua's response was, oh, it's people that need to be healed. His response wasn't, oh, it's people that need to be healed? Okay, let's go back and let's finish them off. He said, no, actually, I was supposed to go to the next town anyway. Let's go. Let's pick up and go. All these sick people that's still in town. No, come on, let's pick up and go. Right? Keep going, let's see.
And he preached in their synagogues throughout all Galilee and cast out devils.
Right? So he just going through Galilee, giving everybody a little taste. Cast out the devil here, cast out the devil here, preach the word here, preach the word there. Okay, cool, keep going.
And there came a leper to him, beseeching him and kneeling down to him, and saying unto him, If you will, you can make me clean. And Yahshua, moved with compassion, put forth his hand and touched him, and said unto him, I will, be clean.
Right? Leper came to him and showed faith. He looking like, no, you the one. I heard about you. You don't. I ain't seen it with my own eye, but I heard a lot of people saying, and I seen these people come. Listen, I believe it. If you want to, I can be healed right now. He just told him that. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, if you wanted to, I could be healed right now. Yahshua got moved with compassion after that. He's like, you darn right, I want to. There you go. Right? But watch what he say to the man next.
And as soon as he was spoken, immediately the leprosy departed from him, and he was clean.
Mm-hmm. He was what?
Cleansed.
Book say he was cleansed. Right? But watch what Book say at this point he cleansed. Watch what the man say after that, though.
And he straightly charged him, and forthwith sent him away, and said to him, See thou say nothing to any man, but go your way, show yourself to the priest, and offer for your cleansing those things which Moses commanded for a testimony unto them.
Have a Christian, two things. One, have a Christian explain to you why Yahushua keeps saying, see that you say nothing. Why doesn't he want, remember, the demons, it already told you, the devils, he told the devils to shut their darn mouth because they knew him. That's what we just read. And then before that, in the synagogue, devils started running their darn mouth. He said, hold your peace. Come out of him. Right? And then now to a leper who's not a demon, he told him, you make sure you don't tell nobody about this. Why? Have a Christian explain that to you. Because he want everybody to be saved.
And then have a Christian explain why he told him to go to the priest.
And that's the second part. They ain't gonna be able. I wouldn't dare ask a Christian to explain that, but we gonna explain that part. You know what I'm saying? We gonna explain that one. But as a Christian to explain why in the world why wouldn't he just want everybody to know? This is a setup. People have to acknowledge that. You have to acknowledge like this is not what's been, portrayed to us. This is a setup. The man is setting these people up. He wants certain people to know at certain times. It's a lot he could have done. He could have done a whole lot of tap dancing for it, and a lot of people would have believed. A lot more people would have believed. He could have made it indisputable. He could have made it where you can't even deny it. Right? That's not what he is looking for some reason. Because it's a trap. Some people ain't supposed to believe. Right? Now, read that part again.
See thou say nothing to any man, but go thy way and show yourself to the priest and offer for your cleansing those things which Moses commanded for a testimony unto them.
So why would he need to go see the priest?
Because the priests are the ones that deem a man clean.
But the book just said he had cleansed.
He was cleansed.
Book just said cleansed.
You got to fulfill all righteousness.
That's crazy. Yahushua?
Gotta do it.
I thought he brought the new covenant.
I mean, still gotta, adhere to the law. The man is the law. He ain't gonna do nothing apart from the law. Like how would they even know that he was clean anyway? Let's just say he went back to his town and everybody looking at him like, oh, you clean, but you ain't go see the priest, right? That would have been all bad.
That would have been all bad.
It's like you didn't go see like how you gonna tell me you clean and you ain't even go to the priest? And the priest ain't even deem you clean.
Who told you were clean? They gonna look at him. Who told you?
And that's going against the priest.
Hold on. First of all, back up. Give me 6 feet social distance. And who told you were clean?
Yeah. Y'all can't go against the law or against the priest.
What priest? What priest told you They don't know the law. Go to Leviticus chapter 14. Let's just see. Let's just see how the Most High God told us to do it. Because that becomes an argument at that point. He told him, you shut your mouth. Don't you tell nobody about this. Just go to the priest. Be quiet about it. Go to the priest. Let the priest tell you clean. And make sure you get an offering. Do everything you're supposed to do. Because otherwise it becomes he clean. Ain't no doubt about it.
Then they can deny that he like you not the Messiah. Like you ain't.
You looking at him. You looking like hold on. So now you think you saying you sent from God, and you think you in a police place where you can make somebody clean? That don't make sense. Okay, hold on. You sent from God. God told me that only the priest can say that a man is clean and not clean when it comes to leprosy. But you sent from God, you say, and you telling people that. And the priest ain't even seen the man.
That would have been a contradiction.
That's a contradiction. They would look at him and they would look at him and they'd be like, oh no, we can't do it. I ain't no way I can trust him. Right? It gotta line up. He gotta cover himself. You see, that's the mind that they already had, because remember, or we gonna read some other stuff, but that's the mind that they already had.
Even when the high priest was like, I adjure you, tell me who you are, then Yahushua had to speak.
Yahushua. No, he said give an answer for yourself. You know what I'm saying?
You said it or what?
Yeah, he was like, you know what I'm saying? He was like, yeah, you said it in, you know what I'm saying? In a couple of days, y'all gonna see the Son of Man. You know what I'm saying? Sitting on the cloud. Yeah, what more? You know what I'm saying? Freaked out. What more do we need? You know, they freaked out after that. Man said in the coming day, y'all sure something else.
Y'all should not go against the law.
But that was something they said, you know what I'm saying? You don't see the Son of Man riding on the cloud. You said it though. You know what I'm saying? What more needs to be said? Put him to death. He said he kill it, but. You know what I'm saying? Don't play that stuff. I'm trying to tell you, man, these people, you know what I'm saying? Let us make a movie out of this thing. You know what I'm saying? If you let these white folks just make a mess out of our people, man. Let us make a movie out of this thing. Most High God don't want that. He probably don't. I imagine Most High God don't want that to happen though. Could it be just like y'all? I feel like, honestly, y'all let me make a movie out of this thing. That thing could be almost equivalent to just doing miracles in front of everybody. Could it be like, that thing would make sense? You'd be like, you could visually see it, and it makes it like, oh, this might be for real. You know what I'm talking about? Like, this thing might just be for real. People can see themselves, little black kid can see themselves, and oh, this thing might be, oh, that's what that thing might change a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody got time for that. Yeah, Most I got, like, man, relax.
Keep on knocking on that lineage door, you know, so they might find out some stuff that's gonna break their heart.
Yeah, eventually.
They're gonna be upset.
Eventually.
Half of them don't even believe this thing, you know what I'm saying?
A lot of them don't believe it, you know what I'm saying?
What?
Eventually, they gonna get to it and be like, oh.
I think they are gonna be, brother. Some gonna be proud and some gonna be like.
No, I think with the ADOS message I think it go hand in hand. I don't think it'll be a big stretch. They already, you know what I'm saying, ADOS, we already look at it like, you know what I'm saying, you ain't got nothing to be ashamed of. You know what I'm saying, what you ashamed of, they should be ashamed. You know what I'm saying? Once you have that and you take it away and you like, oh, this was prophecy? You know what I'm saying? Like, we didn't even have a choice? That just take even more blame off of it. Like, oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then when it comes to our economic struggle like this, you trying to tell me this had to happen? Oh, okay, for sure. You know what I'm saying? So all I got to do is, you know what I'm saying, line up, get my life right, this, that, and another. We can turn all this around. Right? I think, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. We'll see. You know what I'm saying? Grab Leviticus chapter 14. This is Leviticus chapter 14, verse 1. Let's try to read through this real quick.
And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, This shall be the law of a leper in the day of his cleansing. He shall be brought unto the priest, and the priest shall go forth out of the camp, and the priest shall look, and behold, if the plague of leprosy be healed in a leper, then shall the priest command to take for him, that is, to be cleansed, 2 birds alive and clean, and cedar wood, and scarlet, and hyssop. And the priest shall command that one of the birds be killed in an earthen vessel over running water. As for the living bird, he shall take it, and the cedar wood, and the scarlet, and the hyssop, and shall dip them in the living bird with the blood of the bird that is killed over the running water.
So he has cedar wood, scarlet, and hyssop. What does that remind us of? Yahushua, right?
Cross.
Remember, he had the wood of the cross.
And the hyssop.
Right?
And the blood. And the water.
Remember, they gave him hyssop when he asked for. He said, "I thirst."
Yeah.
Remember, they gave him vinegar and hyssop.
That boy's clean at that moment.
Right? And then he had blood.
And running water.
Right? So you look at it, you got 2 birds. One, you dip in the water, blood, and the hyssop. You know what I'm saying? The scarlet. You know what I'm saying? Then you got 1 bird, and you just let it go free. Right? That's the sacrifice. Right? The man had to go to the Father after that. Right? Keep going, watch this.
And for the living bird, he shall take it in the cedar wood and the scarlet and the hyssop, and shall dip them and the living bird in the blood of the bird that was killed over the running water.
Mm-hmm.
And he shall sprinkle upon him that is to be cleansed from the leprosy 7 times, and shall pronounce him clean, and shall let the living bird loose into the open field.
Mm-hmm.
And he that is to be cleansed shall wash his clothes and shave off his hair and wash himself in water, that he may be clean.
Right, so this is all the stuff that this man gonna have to do. That's why he told him go see the priest. Cause this man gonna have to do that. He gonna have to get the offering, gonna give him some birds. The 2 birds gonna have to be, you know what I'm saying, have to have this ritual done. One sacrifice and the other one let free. They both gonna have to be dipped inside the sacrifice with blood and all that. Keep going.
But it shall be on the 7th day that he shall shave off his hair, all his hair off his head, and his beard and his eyebrows, even all his hair he shall shave off, and he shall wash his clothes. Also he shall wash his flesh in water, and he shall be clean.
Mm-hmm.
And on the 8th day he shall take 2 of the lambs without blemish, and 1 ewe lamb of the first year without blemish, and 3/10 deals of fine flour for a meat offering mingled with oil, and 1 log of oil.
Right, so then he still got to make his offering after that. He had to give his lambs. Right, but watch this.
And the priest that makes him clean shall present the man that is to be clean, and all those things before the Lord at the door of the tabernacle of the congregation.
Mm-hmm.
And the priest shall take 1 he lamb and offer him for a trespass offering and a log of oil, and wave them for a wave offering before the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
And he shall slay the lamb in the place where he shall kill the sin offering and the burnt offering in the holy place. For as the sin offering is the priest, so is the trespass offering. It is most holy.
Mm-hmm.
And the priest shall take some of the blood of the trespass offering, and the priest shall put it on the tip of the right ear of him that is to be cleansed, and on the thumb of his right hand, and upon the great toe of his right foot. And the priest shall take some of the log of oil and pour it into the palm of his own left hand. And the priest shall dip his right finger in the oil that is in the left hand, and shall sprinkle the oil with his finger 7 times before the Lord. And the rest of the oil that is in his hand shall the priest put upon the tip of the right ear of him that is to be cleansed, and upon the thumb of his right hand, and upon the great toe of his right foot, upon the blood of the trespass offering. And the remnant of the oil that is in the priest's hand he shall pour upon the head of him that's to be clean, and the priest shall make an atonement.
That ain't you just pour it on him.
Before
you know what that is?
Anoint.
That's anointing them. Right? You just pour the oil, and that's anointing them. Right? Keep going. Watch it.
And the priest shall offer the sin offering and make an atonement for him that is to be cleansed with his uncleanness, and afterward he shall kill the burnt offering. And the priest shall offer the burnt offering and the meat offering upon the altar, and the priest shall make an atonement for him, and he shall be clean.
And he shall be clean. That's when he can be called clean. But watch this.
And if he be poor...
What if he ain't got no money to afford a lamb and all that extra stuff? Let's see.
And you not get so much, then he shall take 1 lamb for a trespass offering to be waved to make an atonement for him.
All right, just 1 lamb. Right? Watch this.
And 1/10 deal of fine flour mingled with oil for a meat offering, and a log of oil. And 2 turtle doves or 2 young pigeons, such as he is able to get. And the one shall be a sin offering, and the other a burnt offering. And he shall bring them on the 8th day for his cleansing unto the priest, unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation before the Lord. And the priest shall take the lamb of the trespass offering and the log of oil, and the priest shall wave them for a wave offering before the Lord. And he shall kill the lamb of the trespass offering, and the priest shall take some of the blood of the trespass offering and put it on the tip of the right ear of him that is to be cleansed.
All right, so you look at it, it's the same ritual, but he said, okay, if you pour, then you only have to, you know what I'm saying, you only have to do 1 lamb. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to do all that other stuff. You know what I'm saying? Just 1 lamb, and you can do 2 birds. You know what I'm saying? Then you know what I'm saying? It can be dove, pigeon, whatever you can get your hands on. You know what I mean? Let's go back. This is Mark chapter 2. We still got a little bit to cover. It's Mark chapter 2. Let me do verse 1.
And again he entered into Capernaum after some days, and it was noise that he was in the house. And straightway many were gathered together, insomuch that there was no room to receive them. No, not so much as about the door. And he preached the word unto them. And they come unto him, bringing one sick of the palsy, which was born of which was born of 4. And when they could not come near unto him for the press, they uncovered the roof where he was.
All right, they said it was a press. I mean, it was a whole bunch of people pressed up against each other, so they couldn't get to him. So when they couldn't do that, they went onto the roof. Watch this.
And when they had broken it up, they let down the bed wherein the sick of the palsy lay.
Right, so they went on the roof, And they let the man down that was sick, you know what I'm saying? The man that had a condition where, you know what I'm saying, he couldn't really use his legs and his arms. You know what I'm saying? He let the man down right through the roof to try to get to Yahushua. Watch this.
And when Yahushua saw their faith, he said unto the sick of the palsy, Son, your sins be forgiven you.
Now pay attention. He didn't say you be healed. He didn't say any of that. He got a group of people that's around him. Remember, his fame, he's already gone around Galilee. Now he's in Capernaum, right? Galilee is like, think of Galilee like a county that has multiple cities in it, right? So now he's in Capernaum, which is just a city, right? He goes to Capernaum, and he when he goes there, people already know because he's already been there before, right? So everybody kind of going around and kind of pressing up against him, trying to hear the word, trying to learn as much as they can, trying to be healed, trying to all that. These people come over the top, right? Get onto the roof, drop the man down through the roof. Y'all, she was like, what's going on? He looked at it, and then it's like, you know what I'm saying? He saw their faith. He just said to the man, your sins are forgiven you. Watch what happens.
But there were certain of the scribes sitting there and reasoning in their hearts.
Right? So the scribes are sitting there. These are experts. These people know their law. So they reasoning in their heart. They looking at it, and they thinking about it on the inside. They looking like, what they say?
Why does this man thus speak blasphemies? Who can forgive sins but God only?
Why does he feel like he can forgive sins? They ask, like, what makes this man think that he can say somebody's sins have been forgiven? Well, that's crazy. He didn't say God forgives you. He just said your sins has been, like he got authority to say something like that. And they called it blasphemy. Remember, they ain't running their mouth out loud. They just, you got to imagine that they like squinching their faces up like, what in the world? What's going on? Kind of thinking about it because they experts. So in their mind, they going through all the law, right? They going through everything that we got, and they trying to like, is there anywhere, any like example of someone forgiving sins other than God, or God saying that someone else can forgive sins? And if you go through that, what type of examples would you might find on that subject?
What?
When it comes to forgiving sin, somebody other than God forgiving sin. Can you think of one example? Can you think of an example where the Most High God, somebody said that they can't forgive sin other than him? Like, this is what they trying to think of. They sitting there, they scanning through their brain. They like, ain't this blasphemy? Like, why he feel like he can forgive sin? You know what I'm saying? Like, only God can forgive sin, right? They kind of like, you know what I'm saying? They're kind of reasoning in their own head, like, how does this work? All right? Cause you remember when we came out of Egypt, it was an angel. Remember that angel? All right? Grab Exodus chapter 31 maybe. 23. Exodus chapter 23, give me verse 20. Y'all relax down there. Y'all relax and be quiet, please.
Behold, I send an angel before you to keep you in the way and to bring you into the place which I have prepared.
He said, I send an angel before you to keep you in the way and to bring you into the place which I prepared.
Beware of him and obey his voice. Provoke him not, for he will not pardon your transgressions, for my name is in it.
Right? He told you, like, listen, the angel will not pardon your transgressions. Right? Grab Isaiah chapter 6. These are only examples that they would be thinking of. They'd be like, well, this is an example of an angel. And he said he wouldn't do it. It's the type of stuff that you know what I'm saying, as a scribe, you'll be looking at, like, kind of scanning through, like, okay, that's the law. Let me see if we got something from the testimony, from the prophets. Right? It's Isaiah chapter 6, verse 1.
In the year of Uzziah died, in the year that King Uzziah died, I saw also the Lord sitting upon the throne, high and lifted up, and his train filled the temple. Mm-hmm. Above it stood the seraphims, each one had 6 wings. With
seraphims is a celestial being, a heavenly body, right? Like an angel, like what we think of as an angel.
With 2 he covered his face. Ain't that messed up? Like, they got everything wrong, you know what I'm saying? It's like,
everything.
What do you call an angel? Like, where do you even get that? Angel is just messengers. So it's like, when I try to tell you this is an angel, like it's really not an angel, it's a seraphim. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like we gotta.
I tried to explain that thing to my kid one day. I was like, crap.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
but you know what I'm saying? Gotta be precise. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like technically, he an angel. He ain't say nothing. You know what I'm saying? So he ain't got no message. So technically, he ain't no angel. You know what I'm saying?
He had 6 wings. With 2 he covered his face, with 2 he covered his feet, and with 2 he flew. He did fly. And one cried unto another and said, Holy, holy is the Lord of hosts. The whole earth is full of his glory. And the post of the door moved at the voice of him that cried, and the house was filled with smoke.
Mm-hmm.
Then said I, Woe is me, for I am undone,
Mm-hmm.
because I am a man of unclean lips.
He said, I am a man of unclean lips. This is what Isaiah is saying. Watch this.
And I dwell in the midst of a people of unclean lips.
Mm-hmm.
For my eyes have seen the King,
Mm-hmm.
the Lord of hosts.
Mm-hmm.
Then flew one of the seraphims unto me, having
So now one of the seraphims flew onto Isaiah. Watch this.
having a live coal in his hand,
And he had a live coal, a hot coal in his hand.
which he had taken with the tongs from off the altar.
Mm-hmm.
And he laid it upon my mouth and said, Lo, this has touched your lips, and your iniquity is taken away, and your sin purged.
Right? So now an angel, a seraphim, right, took a coal, slapped it on the man's lips, and his sins was purged. So you can see why they didn't say nothing now. Wow, it's in like, well, he ain't got no coals. Is he calling himself a seraphim, an angel? Right? First it was a messenger of God, then a seraphim, both heavenly bodies. Okay, is that what he trying to say? So they reason like, man, this is blasphemy. Right? Let's see, let's go back to Mark. It's Mark chapter 2, wherever we left off.
Mark 2, verse 8.
It's Mark chapter 2, verse 8.
And immediately when Yahshua perceived in his spirit that they so reasoned with themselves, he said unto them, Why reason you these things in your hearts?
Mm-hmm.
Whether it is easier, which is easier to say to the sick of the palsy?
Look, he said,
"Be forgiven."
He said, look, why y'all look? They just thinking in their head. He didn't say nothing out loud. Y'all sure knew they were running their darn mouth in their head though. So he was looking at it, he was like, why y'all reasoning with yourself in your hearts? I tell you what, which one is easier? For me to just run my mouth and say, your sins are forgiven? Can we prove whether that's true or not? Right? If I just walk up and just be like, Zakai, your sins are forgiven you. I can't prove that his sins are really forgiven yet. Right? So we just got to all roll with that. Like, you know what I'm saying? No, Philip, you shouldn't be saying that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't got the authority to be saying that. That's just an argument. So that's what y'all, you was like, okay, so why y'all reasoning back and forth about that? You know what I'm saying? He, like, you got to understand what's happening right now. Like, he's setting them up. Like, the man could have very easily, he saw the man was sick. He could have very easily, just like everybody else that we've been reading about, just healed him. But instead, he knew the scribes was there. And he knew they thought they knew what they were talking about. So you know what he said first? Your sins are forgiven you. Knowing that they were going to react. So he's sitting there like squinching. You can imagine it's just squinching their face. I'm like, what in the world? You know what I'm saying? Can he do that? Can that's blasphemy, ain't it? That's blasphemy, okay? So he looked over at him. Oh, why y'all over there reasoning in your darn heart? What's easier for me? To say his sins are forgiven or
Or to say, Arise and take up your bed and walk. But that you may know that the Son of Man has power on earth to forgive sins. And he said to the sick of the palsy, I say unto you, Arise and take up your bed and go your way into your house.
you can prove that one. Right? He's trying to let him know, like, if I was lying about his sins, you couldn't prove it. Right? However, just so you know I'm not, get your butt up and go ahead and walk. And now they get to see the miracle firsthand. That's what it takes for them. He chose for them to see that. He couldn't just do it like a regular, he had to put it in context for them. Like, I want you to know what's going on right now. Not only am I forgiving, not only am I healing, I'm forgiving sins. So now they can take that back, they can wrestle with that, be like, well, I saw the miracle attached to it, and that, I got to deal with this in my own brain. Let's see, keep going.
And immediately he arose and took up the bed and went forth before them all, insomuch that they were all amazed and glorified God, saying, we have never saw it on this fashion.
Right? Nobody has ever seen anything like this that was there. Right? Keep going.
And he went forth again by the seaside, and all the multitude restored unto him.
Right? Multitude, right? The great multitudes followed him. Keep going.
And he taught them. And as he passed by, he saw Levi, the son of Alphaeus, sitting at the receipt of custom, and said unto them, follow me. And he arose and followed him.
Right? So Levi is Matthew, the writer of the book of Matthew. Right? So that's where he found him at. Right? Keep going.
And it came to pass that as Yahushua sat at meat in his house, many publicans and sinners sat also together with Yahushua and his disciples.
Right? Because that's all the people. Remember, at this point, people are following him. So there's a lot of people that's seen as like sinners and publicans, which is like tax collectors. Right? The ones that kind of work, you know what I'm saying? The reason why they looked at so bad, because they kind of work on behalf of Rome. You know what I'm saying? So our people, they looking like, man, how you work for the enemy? You know what I'm saying? Like, what type of stuff is that?
It's like
so
black cop today almost.
Yeah, so they like work on behalf of Rome, and they coming in, you know what I'm saying, they following, so they like outcasts in our community. And then, you know what I'm saying, we look at them like, all right, what you doing? So when we see sinners and publicans with them, he like, oh, you just let anybody, you know what I'm saying, you can't, ain't no way you hold, you ain't separating yourself from nobody. You know what I'm saying, that's what they kind of looking at. You just let anybody come to you. All right, let's keep going, watch this.
And when the scribes and Pharisees saw him eat with publicans and sinners, they said unto his disciples, how is it that he eats and drinks with publicans and sinners?
He like, that thing ain't holy. You know what I'm saying? Because our whole job is all about separating ourselves from what's unclean. So you got sinners and you got the darn traitor, darn worker. What you doing? How is it that you do that? Right? Let's see what the book says.
When Yahushua heard it, he said unto them, they that are whole have no need of the physician, but they that are sick. I came not to call the righteous, but sinners to repentance.
He said somebody got to do the dirty work. You know what I'm saying? He said, the people coming. So now really what's going on is, who went to who?
The people coming to Yahushua.
Right? You just saw that the book said the great multitude followed him. He's not going to individuals. He's just walking through cities. And then when he gets to that city, people come to him because they heard of him already. It's really important that you see how all this stuff developed and how it plays out. It was important that John the Baptist came first. Because Yahushua can't just go to a sinner. That don't make sense. He can't just walk up to a sinner and be like, yo, what's going on? You got to look for him. So that's why John the Baptist had to clear the way, like, yo, somebody coming, to give them something to look for. Then John the Baptist said, all right, for sure. Then they see the dove. Then that create talk. So now they got something else to look for. So now when the man come, be like, yo, follow. All right, now you follow. Now the people that follow him talking about him. So when he go to these cities, he already got an audience. Right? Keep going.
And the disciples of John and of the Pharisees used to fast, and they come and say unto him, why do the disciples of John and the Pharisees fast, but your disciples fast not? Mm-hmm. And Yahushua said unto them, can the children of the bride chamber fast while the bridegroom is with them? Mm-hmm. As long as they have the bridegroom with them, they cannot fast. But the days will come when the bridegroom shall be taken away. Right?
So they're testing them. Everything that's going on. Because you have to understand, like, this is a big deal. Like, we can't just give everything over to this man. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't really know if this is legit or not. You only been around a couple months. You know what I'm saying? All right, for sure. John the Baptist. Okay, for sure. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you are the one. I have seen some crazy stuff. Everybody talking. Okay, maybe you are the one. But let me just make sure. Why ain't your people fasting? John the Baptist. You come from John the Baptist, right? He the one talking about you. All his disciples fast. The disciples of the Pharisees fast. Why don't your disciples fast? And you look at him, I'm like, all right, well, let me help you make it. Let me make it make sense for you. If you are preparing for a marriage, do it make sense for the people at the party to fast? It's a celebration. Watch it, keep going.
But the days will come when the bridegroom shall be taken away from them, and then shall they fast in those days.
All right, so when he's taken away, that's when it's time to fast. Keep going.
No man also sews a piece of new cloth on an old garment, or else the new piece that fills it up, it takes away from the old, and the rip is made worse. And no man puts new wine in old bottles, or else the new wine does burst the bottles, and the wine is spilled, and the bottles will be marred.
Right? So notice why he's using these parables after what he just explained. He's saying that I don't fit into what you got from John the Baptist, or I don't fit into what the Pharisees are doing. He's like, I'm giving you something new right now. You can't put something new into something that's old. Right? So he's telling you like what we got going on, like that thing just don't work out. You try to put some new wine inside of some old skins, that thing gonna bust. Cause the old skin's already been stretched out. It's already been stretched as far as it can stretch. So you put new wine in there, it's gonna want to expand some more. And once you expand some more, it's like, oh, okay, I can handle it. Boom, split. Right? What we got after that?
And the bottle will be marred, but new wine must be put into new bottles.
Mm-hmm.
And it came to pass that he went through the cornfields on the Sabbath day.
We good. So we'll pick up from right there next week. You know what I'm saying? When they go to the cornfields and they start eating, you know what I'm saying? They picking, all they doing is plucking. You know what I'm saying? For the cornfields and eating. You know what I'm saying? The Pharisee got at him like, well, technically, that's work. You know what I'm saying? They looking at it like, technically, that work. They working on the Sabbath. Why you letting them do that? That's a good story behind that one. You know what I'm saying? We got to break that one down.
Read what Moses said.
You know what I'm saying?
You could glean. But I don't got no place to lay my head.
Any questions? Well, let's pray out.